All right, so we've talked generally about a lot of different overhead pressing things, mobility things, seated versus standing. Now let's dive into the specific kinds or types of overhead pressing that you can do. So first we're going to tackle the barbell overhead press. So what are we talking about? Take a look at this video here, the barbell overhead press. Basically you have a straight bar, you're pressing it from a low position here, up overhead. Okay, so if you have pain with barbell overhead pressing, it can be for a lot of different reasons that we've already talked about, but the other issue with the barbell, and this is true for anything you do with the barbell, is that it locks your hands and your shoulders into a very specific path of movement, right? So your hands are stuck here and they simply go up and down. With dumbbells, which we'll talk about, you have more variability. You don't have the variability with the barbell overhead press. This does not make it a bad exercise. It just limits the things you can modify to get out of pain. So the first thing I would suggest if you have pain with overhead pressing with the bar is to switch to a different version of overhead pressing. Now I'm assuming you've already addressed your mobility issues and that those are not the cause of your problem. But I would say take the barbell overhead press, put it to the side, and work on one of the next couple options that I'm going to show you, because the barbell overhead press does limit your options in terms of varying the way you're going to press and the things you're going to do to get out of shoulder pain. Now maybe you're partial to using the Smith machine for doing your overhead presses. If you're not familiar, this is what a Smith machine looks like. It's a bar that's attached inside like what looks like a squat rack. The bar is sort of unweighted, so it's not a completely normal weighted bar. It's also hooked onto tracks that run vertically. So with a barbell, you have the ability to move. You can press up, you can press out. With the Smith machine, it literally goes up and down on the tracks. You have even less variables to modify. So again, if you're having shoulder pain, I would advise against the Smith machine for similar reasons as the barbell overhead press, but actually you have even less to modify with the Smith machine. So again, I would hold off on that. It's similar enough to the barbell overhead press. I would say hold off on that for now. Try some of the other variations and then maybe come back to it later, or maybe just stick with some of the other options that I'm going to discuss.